Have you ever wondered why runners seem to glide effortlessly while you feel like your body is fighting against itself with every step? What if I told you that hidden within the biomechanics of proper running technique lies the secret to transforming your posture permanently, even when you're not running? Most people spend thousands on chiropractors, physical therapists, and ergonomic chairs, yet they overlook this revolutionary approach that elite athletes have been using for decades. The connection between running mechanics and everyday posture is so profound that once you understand it, you'll never look at your body the same way again. Right now, as you're watching this video, your spine is probably curved in ways that are slowly damaging your health, creating chronic pain, and making you look older than you are. But what if the solution isn't another expensive treatment or complicated exercise routine? What if it's something as simple as understanding how your body was designed to move? Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal will challenge everything you thought you knew about posture correction, and by the end of this video, you'll have a practical technique that you can start using immediately to rewire your body's default position. Welcome to a journey that will fundamentally change how you carry yourself through life. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore a dimension of body mechanics that physical education rarely teaches, and that modern sedentary lifestyles have made us forget completely. Prepare-se para descobrir how the natural running gait that humans evolved over millions of years contains within it the blueprint for perfect spinal alignment, optimal breathing capacity, and pain-free movement. This isn't about becoming a marathon runner or training for competitions. This is about extracting the postural wisdom embedded in running biomechanics and applying it to every moment of your day, whether you're sitting at a desk, standing in line, or walking to your car. Before we dive deep into this transformative technique, I want to know something. Comment below right now and tell me which city or country you're watching from. It's amazing to see how posture problems have become a global epidemic, affecting people from Tokyo to New York, from Sao Paulo to London. Knowing where you're from helps me understand this worldwide community we're building together around better health and movement. Now let's begin with the first fundamental principle that will blow your mind. When biomechanists study elite distance runners, they notice something remarkable about the upper body position that most casual observers completely miss. The head positioning of efficient runners maintains a very specific relationship with the spine that creates what's called a neutral cervical curve. Here's what's happening and why it matters for your everyday posture. When a skilled runner moves, their head doesn't bob up and down excessively, and it doesn't jut forward the way most people's heads do when they're looking at screens or driving. Instead, imagine a string attached to the crown of the head, gently pulling upward. This creates length through the entire spine without tension. The ears align almost perfectly over the shoulders, which align over the hips. This stacked alignment is not just efficient for running, it's the position your skeleton was designed to maintain throughout all activities. The magic happens because running, when done correctly, forces your body into this alignment through natural feedback loops. Every time your foot strikes the ground, if your head is jutting forward, the impact reverberates uncomfortably through your neck. Your body instinctively learns to avoid this by bringing the head back to center. This is automatic postural correction happening through movement. Now here's the revolutionary part that you can apply immediately. Stand up right now, wherever you are. Think about that string pulling from the crown of your head, not the back of your head, but the very top. Feel how this naturally brings your chin slightly down and back without forcing anything. Your chest opens, your shoulders naturally fall back and down, and suddenly you're breathing more deeply without trying. This is the first running technique secret, the head-spine relationship that runners discover through thousands of steps, but you can activate consciously in any moment. Practice this position throughout your day. Set reminders on your phone every hour that simply say, "Crown up," and spend 30 seconds finding that alignment. Within 2 weeks, your body will start defaulting to this position automatically because it's actually more restful for your muscles than the forward head posture most people maintain. Now pense conmigo. If just adjusting your head position can create such dramatic changes in how your entire spine organizes itself, what other running mechanics might hold? Postural secrets. Comment below right now and tell me, have you noticed that your head tends to jut forward when you're tired or stressed? Right forward head, if you recognize this pattern in yourself. I read every comment, and your engagement helps this valuable information reach more people who desperately need it. Let's move to the second revolutionary principle hidden in running biomechanics, the pelvic positioning that transforms your entire core stability system. When researchers put sensors on runners to track pelvic movement, they discovered something that completely contradicts what most people think about posture. The pelvis shouldn't be locked into one rigid position. Instead, efficient runners maintain what's called a neutral pelvis, with micro-movements that provide both stability and mobility. Here's what this means in practical terms. Most posture advice tells you to either tuck your tailbone under or stick your butt out, creating extreme positions that actually increase muscle tension and joint stress. Running teaches something completely different. In proper running form, the pelvis stays relatively level, not tilted dramatically forward or backward, but dynamically balanced. Think of your pelvis as a bowl of water that you're trying not to spill while moving. This image helps you find that neutral zone where your deep core muscles, the ones that actually support your spine long-term, can engage efficiently without you having to think about sucking in your stomach or squeezing anything. The transverse abdominis, your deepest abdominal muscle that wraps around your torso like a corset, automatically activates to stabilize the pelvis during running. This is the same muscle that physical therapists spend months trying to teach patients to engage through boring exercises, but running technique gives you the shortcut. Here's your second practical application. While maintaining that lifted head position, we learned in the first principle, focus on your pelvis. Place your hands on your hip bones and notice if one side is higher than the other, or if you're tilting forward or back excessively. Now imagine you're about to start a light jog. Just the feeling of it without actually moving. Notice how your body naturally finds a more centered pelvic position when you think about running? That's your body's innate wisdom recognizing the most efficient alignment. Throughout your day, especially when standing for extended periods, check in with your pelvis using this mental image of preparing to run. Don't force or lock anything, just allow that natural centering to occur. When you sit, this same principle applies. Your sitting bones, those bony protrusions at the bottom of your pelvis, should bear your weight evenly. Think about sitting as if you might need to stand up and start running at any moment. This subtle shift in mindset prevents the collapsed, slouched posture that destroys spinal health over time. The third principle will tie everything together, and it's the one that most people find most surprising because it involves something you'd never associate with running technique, your visual focus and where you direct your gaze. Elite running coaches spend significant time teaching athletes where to look while running. Not because it helps them see where they're going, which seems obvious, but because gaze direction powerfully influences total body alignment through neurological connections most people don't realize exist. When you run properly, your eyes focus on a point approximately 15 to 20 feet ahead of you, not down at your feet and not way up at the sky. This specific gaze angle does something remarkable to your entire postural chain. Looking too far down pulls your head forward, rounds your shoulders, and collapses your chest. Looking too far up hyperextends your neck and creates tension. But that middle distance gaze, the one runners naturally adopt, maintains the neutral spine we've been building through the first two principles while also engaging your vestibular system, the balance mechanism in your inner ear, in a way that optimizes stability. Here's the neuroscience that makes this so powerful. Your body's postural control system relies heavily on visual input to determine where you are in space. When your eyes consistently look down at screens, books, or the ground, your brain interprets this as your intended direction of travel and organizes your entire body structure to move in that direction, pulling everything forward and down. Conversely, when you adopt the runner's gaze, looking ahead at that middle distance, your brain says we're moving forward and upward, organizing your skeleton into an upright, lengthened position automatically. This happens without conscious muscle effort because it's utilizing your body's built-in postural reflexes. Now let's apply this third principle to transform your daily posture. Whether you're walking, standing, or even sitting, practice maintaining that runner's gaze. Look at a point in the distance that would be about 15 to 20 feet ahead if you were moving. If you're at a desk, this might mean raising your monitor or laptop so you're looking slightly upward rather than down. If you're on your phone, bring the phone up to eye level instead of dropping your head down to it. This single change, combined with the crown-lifted head position and neutral pelvis we learned earlier, creates a complete postural system that mirrors the biomechanical efficiency of expert runners. What's truly remarkable is how these three principles work synergistically. The lifted crown lengthens the spine. The neutral pelvis stabilizes the foundation. The forward gaze integrates everything through your nervous system's natural reflexes. Together, they don't just improve your posture temporarily while you're thinking about it. They actually retrain your body's default resting position over time because you're working with your biomechanics, not against them. Agora, pensi conmigo about how much time you spend each day in positions that contradict these natural principles. Hours hunched over devices, collapsed in chairs, or moving without awareness of these fundamental alignments. Every moment spent in poor posture isn't neutral. It's actively training your body to dysfunction. But here's the empowering truth. Every moment you spend applying these running technique principles is actively retraining toward optimal function. Comment below right now. Which of these three principles, the lifted crown, the neutral pelvis, or the forward gaze, do you think will be most challenging for you to maintain? Write crown, pelvis, or gaze so I can understand what obstacles this community faces. Your honesty helps me create better content to support your journey. Let me share something that ties all of this together in a way that will make it easier to remember and apply. Runners don't think about these three principles separately when they're moving. Instead, they develop what's called kinesthetic awareness, a felt sense of efficient movement that integrates everything automatically. You can develop this same awareness without running a single mile. Here's a powerful exercise that brings it all together. Stand up and shake out your body for a few seconds, releasing any tension. Now, place your attention on the crown of your head and imagine that upward lift. Feel how this naturally aligns your ears, over your shoulders. Next, bring awareness to your pelvis, sensing that neutral bowl position where you're neither tucking nor arching excessively. Finally, let your eyes focus on a point in the distance at that runner's gaze angle. Take 3 deep breaths while maintaining this integrated position. Notice how much easier it is to breathe deeply when your body is stacked this way. Notice how this position actually requires less muscular effort than the collapsed postures most people maintain. This is because you're using your skeletal structure for support the way it was designed, rather than forcing muscles to fight gravity. The beautiful secret that running reveals is that good posture isn't about muscle strength or flexibility primarily, though those help. It's about alignment. When your bones stack properly, gravity becomes your ally rather than your enemy. This is why elderly people with excellent posture often move better than young people with poor alignment, despite having less muscle mass. They've maintained the biomechanical wisdom that efficient movement teaches. Practice this integrated awareness several times throughout your day. You can do it while waiting for coffee to brew, standing in line, or between work tasks. Each practice session is literally rewiring the neural pathways that control your default posture. Within a month of consistent practice, people around you will start commenting that you look taller, more confident, or asking if you've been working out, even if you haven't changed anything else about your routine. As we reach the end of this journey together, I want you to understand something profound. The technique I've shared with you today, extracting postural wisdom from running biomechanics, is just the beginning of what's possible when you start viewing your body through the lens of efficient movement. Poor posture isn't a character flaw or an inevitable consequence of modern life. It's simply a skill that you haven't been taught. A language of movement that your body already knows how to speak, but that your habits have made you forget. Every time you apply these principles, you're not just temporarily fixing your position, you're having a conversation with your body in its native language, reminding it of patterns encoded in your DNA from millions of years of human movement evolution. The chronic pain in your neck, the tension in your shoulders, the lower back discomfort that you thought was just part of getting older. These often aren't structural problems requiring medical intervention. They're feedback signals telling you that your alignment needs attention. By applying what you've learned today, you're addressing the root cause, rather than just managing symptoms. Imagine how different your life could be 6 months from now if you commit to this practice. Imagine moving through your day without that nagging discomfort, sitting through meetings without your back screaming at you, ending your day with energy instead of exhaustion from fighting against your own body. This isn't fantasy, it's the natural result of working with your biomechanics instead of against them. Now I need you to take action. First, if this video has given you a new perspective on posture and movement, hit that like button right now, because it helps this information reach more people who need it desperately. Second, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, because I'm creating a complete series on movement, wisdom, and the next video will reveal how breathing mechanics connect to everything we discussed today, in ways that will absolutely surprise you. Third, and most importantly, leave a comment below. Tell me about your biggest posture challenge. Share which principle resonated most with you. Or simply write "crown up" to let me know you're committing to this practice. I read every single comment, and I'm building this community based on your feedback and questions. Click on the video appearing on your screen right now to continue this journey into movement mastery. We're just getting started, and what comes next will deepen everything you've learned today. Remember, your body is not your enemy, it's your most sophisticated teacher. Listen to what it's telling you, apply these principles consistently, and watch how everything transforms. I'll see you in the next video. Now go apply what you've learned and experience the difference that proper alignment makes in every moment of your life.